Alright guys, so I actually got two requests, one on iFunny and one on Kick, by one of my subscribers. The one on iFunny was Little Monster 87. Go follow. Awesome page. Love them. But, it's just, they wanted a thing of abandonment, like how to cope with abandonment, and that's what I'm doing right now. The other one did not want them out there. They asked me on Kick to be anonymous, and I completely support that. I'm not going to disrespect or think anything of it if you do not want your name. And tell me, guys, if you do want me to make a video for a specific reason, but you don't want to be known, I will not say your name. I will not, just tell me, say, please keep me anonymous, and I will. So this person wanted anonymous, and they wanted me to talk about attempts on suicide and depression, and to talk about that, and I will. So anyway, getting back to this video's topic, it is how to cope with abandonment. And to be honest, I don't think anybody has the answer. There is no way to fully cope with abandonment. No matter what type of abandonment it is, it's gonna hurt you. And it's an awful situation. No one wants to be abandoned. Nobody deserves to be abandoned. But I'm going to try to talk about it. And, you may think, if you see this video, you might think, oh, well, this girl has no idea what she's talking about. I don't. I do not know how to cope with it. So if you guys have a way that you would like to cope, please tell me so I can pass it on to other people. But all I'm going to do is give you advice of what I've done when I've been abandoned. Whether it's a friend or a family member or somebody you knew and you guys were just starting to get close, you were just starting to be friends, and then they disappeared. They disappear from your life, and it hurts. No matter if, they have a reason or not. Now, one of the hardest types of abandonment to deal with is when they just disappear without an explanation. This is my situation right now. I've said it a million times in my videos previously that he disappeared, and I said last night that there were accounts of him being online, being active, and that was him. But, he did abandon me. He did not want to give me an explanation, and somebody once told me, it was one of my subscribers actually, or maybe it wasn't a sub, it was somebody that found me on Kick through iFunny, and they said to me, some things are better left unsaid. Now, I thought about that and I was like, I want an explanation, but as cliche as it is, that makes sense. It still hurts, and if you are abandoned and they give you no explanation, you are always just going to want to understand. You're just going to want an explanation, but sometimes you're not going to get it. My sister told me, because my sister was with me last night, she's the one that actually found him, that he was active online. I tried to reach out to him, again, to get an answer of why he abandoned me, but he was not doing it. It's whatever. I finally put my foot down and said, you know what, I cannot have this eating me up on the inside, even though it didn't work. It's the first step to moving on. I deleted him on everything. Skype, Kick, iFunny. He is now blocked from my iFunny. He is blocked on Kick. His Skype is blocked. He's been unfriended in Skype. He's been unfriended and blocked on everything. So even if he does want to give me an explanation someday, it's never going to happen. He is blocked from my number. He cannot call or text me. Unless I unblock him, I will not receive them. And I think that's what he did to me anyway. My sister did tell me, good things come to those who wait. Maybe he'll have an explanation in the future, but by then, I'm not going to want to hear the bullshit. There is no reason you should ever abandon somebody without an explanation. Ever. Because how do you think that makes that person feel? How do you think I feel right now? Or any of you that have had that happen? it leaves us wondering what we did. It makes us feel hurt and not good enough. Like, I wasn't good enough for you to even tell me why you left me. And it hurts. It puts you down and it makes you feel like shit. And there is no way to cope with it. And it hurts. It is awful. But, one moment, my dog is scratching at my door to get in the house, so I will be right back. Alright, so, back to what I was saying. It's hard, no matter what type it is. Even if they do give you an explanation, it still makes you feel awful. No matter what happens, it makes you feel awful. I talk too fast or I do something too fast. I have bad asthma, so I'm going to be like trying to catch my breath. But anyway, it's just, you wonder why. What did I do that was so bad that somebody had to just ditch me for that reason? And I'm sorry, honey, I cannot give you an explanation. If you've ever been abandoned, you know the feeling. And I'm sure at one point, everyone has been abandoned, you know, by a friend. And that's another thing that hurts. No matter who it's with, but mostly a friend. Like, if you guys get in a fight and they leave you, that's one thing. But for a friend to just not be there for you anymore, it's like all the secrets you shared. All the memories you have with that one person. It doesn't even have to be a friend. That's with anybody. The memories. The secrets, you know, the stuff you've been through together. You know, it's like all the stuff that you went out and did together. What was going to the movies, going to the mall, getting this, you know, having a bracelet to remember that friendship, that you are going to be best friends forever, and then for them to not be your friend anymore, it hurts. I am the type of person, I do not like getting stuff like that from anybody. No matter what the case may be. You know, it's like everything that you've ever done. I am not the type of person to get a reminder like best friend bracelets or, you know, anything to represent. And it's not because I would love to have that kind of stuff. I had a best friend that I wore a necklace. If I can find it later in the future, I will show it to you guys. And it is a best friend necklace that I have had, and I wore it so much. We made a vow before we put them on, whenever we first bought them, and we looked at each other and we said, we're going to make a vow that we are never to take these off. As long as we are friends, we are never to take these off. Mine, I had a necklace on my body that never left for 4 years. Wore that necklace every day. It is so rusted from being in water. From all of that, you know, from me taking a shower. And it looks nasty, but I would never take that off because of the vow I made to her. There is no necklace. She abandoned me. And it doesn't matter, like, even if you get in a fight with a friend, they're not your friend anymore, that is still abandonment. Now, I know we are all guilty of abandoning somebody. Even, like, if we have a friend and we're not friends anymore, it's not you abandoning them, it's not them abandoning you, it's both. It's not just one or the other, you both abandon each other. And another one of the hardest things to, like, one of the hardest types of abandonment is just, you know, it's all hard, but the aspect is it's the hardest if it's out of nowhere. You know, it's like if you get in a fight with somebody and it's just like if you are in a time of need and someone is not there for you, that you used to be able to tell everything to that person. Every time you were upset, you could talk to them. They were your shoulder to cry on. And then one day, they just weren't there. You needed them. And then I know everybody's mind does this, so I'm going, how many of you have felt like you've been sad or lonely and you just needed somebody to talk to, and there was always one person that you went to, but at one point you didn't have that person? That sucks, because at the end of the day, you just want that person. Because you used to tell them everything. They knew every little thing about you. They knew it was like they always knew what to say to make it better. Even just being with them or talking to them could help a little. And then you didn't have them one day. It sucks. It really does. Abandonment is never... I personally do not know how to cope with it. Things I would tell to somebody who's been abandoned are, I know it's hard. And remember that even though they left you, there will be somebody in the future that will come and make up for it. If you guys need anything, come to me. Come talk to me. My doors are always open for anybody. You could put me down. Like, we could get in a fight and you could tell me I'm worthless. I'm shit. You don't need me in your life. You wish that I would go jump off a cliff. But if we had a connection and you were sad and you said, look, I'm sorry, I need someone, all that would be forgotten. All of it. And I would come and I would comfort you. I don't like seeing anybody upset. To cope, I would just, this is probably the hardest thing to do after a breakup, after anything. Delete all the pictures you have with that person or of them. Delete, I'm not saying throw it away. That is completely up to you. Don't burn it, don't throw it away unless you want to. Put it all in a box, tape it up, and put it somewhere. Do not open that box. If you want to keep it just as a reminder, or if eventually they come back and you can reopen it and be like, I still have this and I didn't throw this stuff away. But if you do want to burn it or you want to throw it away, burn it, throw it away. And if they come back to you and you're mad, be like, but at the same time, you were the one that left. Deleting the pictures is probably the hardest, because to delete a picture, you have to look at the picture. And it's hard. Don't try to just concentrate on that one person that left you. And I know it's hard, especially like whenever your mind decides, hey, let's think about all the things that have happened, and your mind gets stuck on that one person and all the memories play back in your mind. Just try to distract yourself. Try to play a game or listen to some music. Music always helps. I know that's cliche, and if you don't listen to music, just find a song that you can listen to. And that leads me to another thing about abandonment. If you guys have a song that you have dedicated to you guys, like, this song reminds me of us, this is our song, it's going to be hard to listen to that song, and how to cope with it is do not listen to that song for a while. Because that will trigger your emotions to remember that person and everything that happened. Like, for example, I cannot listen to Thinking Out Loud by Ed Sheeran anymore. I cannot listen to Crazy Girl by Eli Young Band. And it's just, it's sad, and I miss those songs because those were my favorite songs. But if I were to listen to them, I would remember and be sad. So just remember always that there is always somebody there for you. And if you get abandoned, I'm sorry in advance, and I hope it gets better in the long run for you. But that's all I can really say for right now. If you guys ever need someone to talk to, my link is in my bio. My kick is in my bio, and I'm debating on putting my Skype in my bio. If you would like to see my Skype in my iFunny bio, tell me below this video on iFunny. You can comment on the video on iFunny, or you can comment on YouTube. I'll read it, and I'll do a vote. If I can get 10 or more likes, I will add my Skype in my thing. And if you want to talk a little bit for a kick and you want to call me on my telephone, I will give you my number to call me on my cell. And my door is always open for you guys, so please remember that you are important and that somebody loves you. Because I do. I love all of you. Even if you don't like me and you hate me and you aren't my subscriber and you think I'm repulsive, I love you. So stay strong, beautifuls. I love you so much, and I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it was helpful. Probably not, because I suck at advice. but I tried my best just for you guys. So